Are you feeling overwhelmed by life's challenges and seeking inner peace and resilience? In this video, we will explore how the principles and practices of Buddhism can empower us to find inner strength, peace, and clarity in the face of adversity. Lesson 1. Set small, achievable goals. Buddhism teaches us that life is a journey, not a destination. Every step we take matters. When times are hard, it is important to focus on small and achievable goals. This practice is rooted in mindfulness, one of the central teachings of Buddhism. Mindfulness encourages us to live in the present moment and concentrate on what we can do now, instead of worrying about the future or regretting the past. Breaking down challenges into smaller tasks makes them feel less overwhelming. When a task feels too large, it can make us feel stuck or paralyzed. Instead of aiming for a huge change, focus on one small action you can take today. This could be as simple as getting out of bed, making a cup of tea, or taking a walk. Each small step builds momentum and creates a sense of accomplishment. Buddhism emphasizes the importance of celebrating small victories, as they lead to greater progress over time. The Buddha taught the importance of effort. Effort is not about exhausting yourself or trying to achieve too much at once. It is about steady, consistent actions. Like a river carving through rock, small, repeated efforts can create significant changes. Setting small goals is a way of practicing this teaching. These goals should align with your values and purpose. When your actions match your intentions, even the smallest effort becomes meaningful. By setting small, achievable goals, you also learn patience. Buddhism encourages us to accept that growth takes time. The lotus flower, a symbol of Buddhism, blooms slowly from the mud. In the same way, progress is not always immediate. By taking one small step at a time, you allow yourself the space to grow naturally. It is also important to reflect on each step. After completing a small goal, pause and appreciate your effort. This builds self-confidence and reinforces your ability to face challenges. In Buddhism, reflection is a form of mindfulness that helps you stay connected to the present. Acknowledge your progress even if it feels minor. Each step forward is a victory over despair. By focusing on what you can control in the present, you free yourself from the weight of trying to solve everything at once. This approach creates clarity and calmness. It helps you see that progress is always possible, no matter how difficult the situation feels. Buddhism teaches that even in the hardest times, there is always a path forward. You only need to take the first step. Lesson 2. Rely on supportive loved ones. In difficult times, it is natural to feel isolated or alone. Buddhism teaches that we are all interconnected. This principle, called interbeing, reminds us that no one exists in isolation. Our lives are connected to those around us, and we can draw strength from our relationships. When you face hardships, it is important to rely on supportive loved ones. They can offer comfort, guidance, and encouragement when you need it most. Supportive loved ones can take many forms. They might be family, close friends, or even members of a spiritual community. In Buddhism, the Sangha refers to the community of practitioners who support each other on the path to enlightenment. The Sangha is considered one of the three jewels of Buddhism, alongside the Buddha and the Dharma. This highlights the importance of having a support system during challenging times. Reaching out to others can feel difficult, especially if you are used to handling problems on your own. However, Buddhism teaches that asking for help is not a sign of weakness but of wisdom. The Buddha himself relied on the support of his followers and friends during his lifetime. He taught that sharing your burdens with others allows you to find relief and gain perspective. When you turn to loved ones for support, they can help you see your situation more clearly. Sometimes our own minds can exaggerate problems or create unnecessary fear. Trusted loved ones can offer a different perspective, helping you separate fact from fear. They can remind you of your strengths and encourage you to keep going. Supportive relationships also bring comfort and joy. Simple acts of kindness, like a warm hug or a listening ear, can provide immense relief. Buddhism emphasizes the power of compassion, both giving and receiving it. Allowing others to care for you creates a sense of connection and helps you feel less alone. It is important to express gratitude for those who support you. Gratitude is a key teaching in Buddhism. When you thank your loved ones for their kindness, you strengthen your bond with them. Gratitude also shifts your focus from what is lacking to what you have. This mindset can bring a sense of peace, even during difficult times. Remember that being part of a supportive community is a two-way street. While it is important to receive help when you need it, also look for opportunities to support others. Helping someone else can be a source of healing and purpose. In Buddhism, acts of generosity create positive energy, which benefits both the giver and the receiver. Lesson 3. Appreciate small positives. One of the core teachings of Buddhism is to find joy in the present moment. Even in the darkest times, there are small positives to appreciate. These could be simple things like the warmth of the sun, the beauty of a flower, or the kindness of a stranger. Recognizing and appreciating these moments can bring light to your life, even when it feels surrounded by darkness. The practice of mindfulness helps you notice these small positives. Mindfulness is the art of paying attention to the present moment without judgment. When you are mindful, you become aware of the beauty and goodness around you. This awareness can transform your perspective. Instead of focusing on what is wrong, you begin to see what is right. Appreciating small positives does not mean ignoring your struggles. Buddhism teaches the importance of acknowledging pain and suffering. However, it also teaches that suffering is not the whole picture. Even in suffering, there are moments of relief and beauty. By noticing these moments, you create a balance in your mind. Gratitude is another way to appreciate small positives. When you practice gratitude, you train your mind to focus on what you have rather than what you lack. This shift in perspective can bring a sense of contentment, even in difficult times. Gratitude does not have to be grand. It can be as simple as thanking someone for their kindness or feeling grateful for a meal. Buddhism also emphasizes the impermanence of life. Everything, both good and bad, is temporary. This understanding can help you appreciate small positives while they last. Each moment is unique and will never come again. By appreciating small positives, you honor the fleeting beauty of life. Finding joy in small things is a form of self-care. It nourishes your spirit and gives you the strength to face challenges. When you make an effort to appreciate small positives, you create a foundation of hope and resilience. Over time, this practice becomes a source of inner peace and strength. Lesson 4. Prioritize self-care. Buddhism teaches that you cannot pour from an empty cup. Taking care of yourself is not selfish, it is necessary. When you prioritize self-care, you create the inner strength needed to face challenges. Self-care includes nurturing your body, mind, and spirit. Caring for your body is the first step. This includes eating nourishing food, getting enough rest, and engaging in gentle physical activity. The Buddha emphasized the importance of moderation and balance in all things. Avoid extremes and focus on what makes your body feel healthy and strong. Caring for your mind is equally important. Buddhism teaches that the mind is the source of both suffering and liberation. Practices like meditation and mindfulness can calm the mind and reduce stress. Even a few minutes of deep breathing can help you feel more grounded. Caring for your spirit means staying connected to what brings you meaning and joy. This might include spiritual practices, creative activities, or spending time in nature. In Buddhism, connecting with the Dharma or the teachings of the Buddha is a way to nourish the spirit. Reading inspiring texts, listening to teachings, or practicing kindness are all forms of spiritual self-care. Self-care also means setting boundaries. It is important to recognize your limits and protect your energy. Say no to things that drain you and yes to things that restore you. Buddhism teaches the importance of sila or ethical conduct. This includes being kind to yourself and treating yourself with the same compassion you would offer to others. By prioritizing self-care, you create a strong foundation for resilience. You cannot control external challenges, but you can strengthen yourself from within. This inner strength helps you face difficulties with courage and clarity. Lesson 5. Remember, tough times pass. Buddhism teaches that everything is impermanent. This truth, known as anicca, reminds us that all things, including suffering, are temporary. No matter how difficult a situation feels, it will change. Remembering this truth can bring comfort and hope during hard times. Impermanence means that life is always in motion. Just as seasons change, so do circumstances. Pain and sadness are like passing storms. They may feel intense in the moment, but they do not last forever. By remembering that tough times pass, you can find the strength to keep going. This teaching does not mean ignoring your pain. Buddhism encourages you to face your suffering with mindfulness and compassion. Acknowledge what you feel without clinging to it or pushing it away. When you accept your emotions, you allow them to flow naturally, like waves in the ocean. The Buddha also taught that suffering can lead to growth. Difficult times are opportunities to learn and develop inner strength. Just as fire refines gold, challenges can refine your character. By embracing the impermanence of tough times, you open yourself to the possibility of transformation. Trust in the process of life. Even when you cannot see the end of a difficult situation, know that change is inevitable. Each moment brings new possibilities. By holding on to this truth, you can find hope and resilience in the face of adversity. Lesson 6. Stay connected to your purpose. Buddhism teaches that having a sense of purpose gives life meaning. When times are hard, staying connected to your purpose can provide direction and strength. Your purpose might be your spiritual path, your relationships, or your desire to help others. To stay connected to your purpose, reflect on what matters most to you. Buddhism encourages self-reflection as a way to understand your true nature. Ask yourself what brings you joy, what you want to contribute to the world, and what makes your life meaningful. Use these insights to guide your actions. Purpose does not have to be grand. Small acts of kindness or creativity can be deeply meaningful. Helping a neighbor, sharing a smile, or creating something beautiful are all ways to express your purpose. Each small action contributes to the greater good and reminds you of your value. Buddhism also teaches that purpose is not fixed. It can change and evolve over time. During difficult times, your purpose might simply be to care for yourself and those around you. Embrace this flexibility and allow your purpose to guide you through each moment. Staying connected to your purpose creates a sense of stability and hope. It reminds you that your life has meaning, even in the face of challenges. By living with intention, you transform difficulty into a source of growth and strength. Lesson 7. Seek help if overwhelmed. Buddhism teaches that seeking help is an act of wisdom, not weakness. When you feel overwhelmed, reaching out to others can bring relief and guidance. The Buddha himself sought teachers and companions on his spiritual journey. This reminds us that we do not have to face challenges alone. Help can come in many forms. It might be the support of a loved one, the guidance of a spiritual teacher, or the expertise of a professional counselor. Each form of help has its own value. By seeking the right kind of support, you create a network of care that can sustain you through hard times. Buddhism emphasizes the importance of the Sangha, or spiritual community. Being part of a supportive group helps you feel connected and understood. The Sangha offers encouragement, wisdom, and compassion. If you are struggling, turn to your community for support. It is also important to recognize when professional help is needed. Mental health challenges like depression or anxiety can feel overwhelming. Seeking help from a counselor or therapist is a way of honoring yourself and your well-being. Buddhism teaches that taking care of your mind is just as important as taking care of your body. By seeking help, you create space for healing and growth. You allow others to share their strength and wisdom with you. This act of connection reminds you that you are not alone. In Buddhism, the act of asking for help is a step toward liberation from suffering. It is a way of moving closer to peace and freedom.